Starting with one of the most important tips of the year, please keep multiple profiles for anything you do online. In a time where so many scams, data breaches, and other cybersecurity issues are rising, you really want to keep your sensitive personal details safe. You can think of it as having different identities that you can switch between. Originally, the feature of profiles was introduced for convenience, like if you have one computer at home and the whole family uses it, each member could create their own space where they could save their browser settings, bookmarks, login details, and other things. Let's take this concept further. Over the past year, I've created multiple email accounts and profiles in my web browsers for various purposes such as banking, shopping, work, and personal use. Here's why. All my profiles will never be in sync, meaning my browsing history, passwords, bookmarks, cookies, etc. for a profile will be compartmentalized or remain separate from the other ones. If I search or visit a website on one profile, it won't show up in suggestions or the history data of another profile. Secondly, I can assign different settings for each profile. For example, when I'm using the banking profile, I don't have any extensions, third-party themes, turned off site-suggested ads, and various other settings that really don't matter for this kind of purpose. Meanwhile, my personal profile does have all of these. Then, social media or shopping websites use trackers to collect our data. By isolating a profile, they cannot access the data unless I open in it. I can't emphasize enough, but you have the power to limit the data you want to share with social media or shopping websites. There are plenty of ways you can use this tip. This can easily be created on most web browsers. If you play games and use multiple monitors, you know you cannot move your game to another monitor without changing the in-game settings. Moreover, some games don't even run on a monitor that's in vertical position. If you try using Windows key and the arrow keys that is normally used to move apps to a part of the screen or to a different monitor, it doesn't work. There's a simple way to solve this and many people aren't aware of it. Here I've got two monitors where my primary monitor is in horizontal position and my secondary is in vertical. I'm currently playing FC24 where I've placed it in sim mode, and while keeping an eye on the game, I want to check out some stats about the players in it. All I'll do is use the Windows key, Shift key and arrow keys together to move it on another screen without making any change to a setting. Also, if you have three monitors, you can use the same trick. Just make sure that your game is in borderless or windowed mode. In my experience, this is a big deal for gamers. Continuing from the earlier tip, did you know Shift key can often be used to reverse the action of the other key? For example, spacebar on web pages is used to scroll down, but if you use it with Shift key, it scrolls back up. Amazing, right? Similarly, on a web browser or any app, using the tab key will highlight item or element on a page. When you use this with Shift key, it goes backwards. There are plenty of shortcuts where the Shift key makes them really powerful. If you're interested in learning more about it, I've added a link to the post made by Microsoft in the description. We are in 2025, where many people still believe that they have to either use a third-party app to keep their other apps up to date or manually download installers for every update. This is a waste of time. Also, if you start using the method that I'm about to show you, it will help you avoid the risk of installing bundled software and infected apps. Many people don't know that their command prompt program can install, delete, and update almost every app on their computer, be it a third party or ones that come pre-installed from Microsoft. Here is Winget, a Windows package manager that simplifies everything through a single command line. With it, you can search for programs, install, and delete them by typing in commands like this. And if you have to update, do this. There's no rocket science. It's really simple and easy to learn. This is the safest way to install and update any app on your computer. I've created a detailed guide on this, so make sure to check it out after finishing this video. Using apps and services like Disk Cleanup or Storage Sense on Windows is a good way to remove junk files from the computer. However, there are few directories where certain junk files are skipped. For instance, if you open the path shown on the screen, you'll come across all the temporary files stored which weren't deleted by Disk Cleanup or Storage Sense. Plus, they take a lot of storage space, so deleting such files becomes important. You may also choose to open this path by entering this command in the run program. Don't forget to use the same action for this command as well. There you have it. These are some of the tips I felt everyone should be knowing from the start of 2025. If you have any other tips, feel free to share it with us in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in a new video.